Now, not much is currently known about Sony's next console, which many people actually believe to be the PlayStation 5. As well, we're quite a few years away from any official release date to be confirmed about the PlayStation 5, but we can still speculate on what will come with the next generation of PlayStation. Welcome to Trending 10, and today we are going to be counting down our picks for the list of the top 10 things nobody knows about the PlayStation 5 yet. If you guys don't want to miss any new content from Trending 10, make sure you turn on your post notifications so you never miss new uploads from us when they go out. As well, make sure to drop a like on today's video if you enjoy it, and let's get right into it. Number 10, the specs. To kick off today's list of the 10 things that nobody knows about Sony's PlayStation 5 is the specs of the console. Now, not much is known currently about Sony's plans or details regarding their next console, which many people believe to be the PlayStation 5. But what is known about the upcoming console is the spec list. Sony finally revealed the hardware that will be going into the next generation of PlayStation consoles, and well, this thing is going to be a beast. Now, the PlayStation 5 will have an 8x Zen 2 CPU with 2 cores at 3.5 GHz with a variable frequency. As well, the console will have a GPU with 10.28 teraflops at 2.23 GHz. As well, the console will have 16 GB of DDR6 RAM memory, which has 448 GB per second of memory bandwidth and an internal storage of 825 GB. As well, the PlayStation 5 can even be connected to external storage drives for additional memory space. As well, the PlayStation 5 will have a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray optical drive as well. Number 9, the controller. Now, next up on our list is actually the controller of the console itself. Like we said, we currently don't know much information regarding Sony's next console yet. But one thing that we do know is the new PlayStation 5 DualSense controller design. The new PlayStation 5 DualSense controller will even have USB-C charging support. As well, the new PlayStation 5 controller will even be heavier than the DualShock controller for the PlayStation 4. The controller itself will be lighter than the Xbox One X controller, even with its batteries. Number 8, the PlayStation 5 will support cross-gen gameplay. Now, coming in at number 8 on our list of things that people don't know yet about the PlayStation 5 by Sony is that cross-gen gameplay will be supported. Now, cross-gen gameplay has been quite popular over the past few years with gamers, as gamers now can play with their friends on different platforms. Gamers can now play video games across PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and even the Nintendo Switch. Now, some popular games that have featured cross-gen gameplay support include Fortnite Battle Royale, Rocket League, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. And these games have certainly grown and succeeded quite a bit with this introduction of cross-gen gameplay, as gamers can actually play with their friends even without being on the same console as them. So with the popularity in cross-gen gameplay, it's pretty safe for us to assume that Sony will jump on the bandwagon for the release of the PlayStation 5 itself. Now, what do you guys think? Do you like cross-gen gameplay, or do you prefer playing on certain servers related to your own console? Number 7, the PlayStation 5 will be compatible with PlayStation VR. Now, a very common question relating to the PlayStation 5 is if it will support and be compatible with PlayStation VR. Now, the PlayStation VR has become quite popular with gamers, even competing with top brands such as Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive. And the PlayStation VR has definitely succeeded on Sony's behalf, being released alongside the PlayStation 4. So we don't really see why the next PlayStation console to release won't support PlayStation VR compatibility. If anything, we actually believe that the PlayStation will continue to promote PlayStation VR quite a bit with their upcoming console release, as VR gameplay is the next step in gaming, and Sony has definitely had their hand in the pot of that for quite a few years now. So we have very high hopes that the PlayStation 5 will in fact be compatible with the PlayStation VR. What do you guys think? Do you want to see the PlayStation VR keep going with the release of the PlayStation 5? Let us know in the comment section down below. Number 6, cloud gaming is not confirmed. Now, coming in at our number 6 spot on this list of things that people do not know about the PlayStation 5 is that unfortunately, cloud gaming is not yet confirmed for Sony's next console release. Now, cloud gaming has become quite popular with gaming consoles, as you can now have your games and accounts linked across multiple consoles. so then you don't have to re-download a 90GB game on your console multiple times. This is also a great way for your consoles and games to keep save data across each platform. But unfortunately, cloud gaming has not yet been confirmed for the Sony PlayStation 5. Now this definitely seems like something that Sony would want for their consoles, as it has been supported on other platforms as well. But unfortunately, we haven't heard anything yet regarding the news of cloud gaming for the PlayStation 5, but we have high hopes that the PlayStation 5 will support cloud gaming so we can keep all of our stats and all of our games across each platform we play on. What do you guys think? Do you think cloud gaming should stay on the PlayStation 5 or do you think it should not? Number 5. 100 plus PlayStation 4 games will be backwards compatible at launch. Now, at the halfway point of today's video of the 10 things nobody knows yet about the PlayStation 5, we actually have the fact that 100 of the most popular PlayStation 4 games will be backwards compatible at launch with the console. Now, are you a fan of backwards compatibility? If you are, you'll be quite happy to hear that the eventual release of Sony's PlayStation 5. Now, imagine being able to play The Last of Us, Spider-Man, or God of War, or any other PS4 game that you like on your PS5 at day launch. Now, this has the PlayStation fans quite excited for the PlayStation 5, as if there's not much initial releases for the PlayStation 5 at launch, gamers can still play their old PS4 games on the console and enjoy themselves. Now, unfortunately, nothing yet has been said about PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 1 backwards compatibility support across the PlayStation 5. Now, we know for a solid fact that 100 of the most popular PlayStation 4 games will be in fact backwards compatible with the PlayStation 5 at its initial launch release. Whenever that'll be, of course. Number 4. PlayStation 4 games will get a performance boost. At our number 4 spot on today's list, speaking of PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility with the new PlayStation 5, we have the fact that PlayStation 4 releases played on the PlayStation 5 will in fact get a game performance boost in-game. Games that actually released on the PlayStation 4 played on PlayStation 5 with backwards compatibility will get a major performance boost from the new console specs that we stated before in this video. With the improved Ultra HD graphics, faster FPS, smoother refresh rate, and faster loading times, the PlayStation 5 will be able to handle and play most of the PlayStation 4 games at much better speeds than they could on the previous hardware and softwares. We think that revisiting PlayStation 4 titles on the PlayStation 5 will be much more enjoyable than playing them on the original PlayStation 4. Let us know what you guys think. Are you excited by this reveal that the PlayStation 5 will get a performance boost for PlayStation 4 games? Let us know down in the comments below. At number 3, the GPU and CPU. Now, next up on our list today of the things that nobody knows about the PlayStation 5 is actually the GPU and the CPU. Now, the GPU, which stands for a graphics processing unit, and a CPU, which in fact stands for a central processing unit. Now, we know that Sony of course has to top their previous console with the PlayStation 4, and we think the PlayStation 5's new GPU and CPU is going way above and beyond the expectation from gamers. The new PlayStation 5 will actually even have an 8x Zen 2 CPU with 2 cores at a clock speed of 3.5 GHz, and a new GPU with 10.28 teraflops at a clock speed of 2.23 GHz. Now, with this new CPU and GPU, we could certainly believe that Sony's next PlayStation console will be quite powerful, as it'll be able to play games at 4K Ultra HD and run them a lot smoother and faster with these new parts. Number 2. Load times will be non-existent. Now, coming in at number 2 on today's list of things that people don't know yet about the PlayStation 5 is actually that the load times will be significantly shorter and basically non-existent. Now, don't you just hate when you're trying to play your favorite video game, but you just have to endure an arduous loading screen for over 5 minutes? Now, these long loading screens are definitely something we don't want to live with anymore. And thanks to PlayStation 5's new hardware, the days of long loading screens might soon be over. These long loading times will be something of the past with the PlayStation 5, as their goal is to completely eliminate the load times altogether in gaming. Imagine being able to load up your console, put in your favorite game, and not have to endure a very long loading screen. Imagine being able to jump straight into the game. At a game test, Sony's next console was even able to launch Spider-Man for the PS4 in just a few seconds. Now that's much more of an advancement in current platforms having 1 to 5 minute loading screens at a time. As well, if the PlayStation 4 itself can load a gigabyte of data in 20 seconds, the hope is that the PlayStation 5 will be able to load up to 2 gigabytes of content in 0.27 seconds total. Number 1. The PlayStation 5 will use an SSD. Now, finally, to conclude our video of the things that nobody knows yet about Sony's PlayStation 5 is the fact that the PlayStation 5 actually will use an SSD, also known as a solid-state drive. As we've said before in this video, the PlayStation 5 will have an internal storage of 825GB on an SSD. What this means for gamers is that the console and games will load much faster. While the PlayStation 4 hard drive bandwidth was around 50 to 100 megabytes per second, now Sony is targeting top speeds of 5 gigabytes per second with the new PlayStation 5. This sounds like a vast improvement from the previous generation of consoles, and we're very excited to see where the new generation of consoles goes in the future with the PlayStation 5 and their speeds to open games and run games much faster. Well guys, that is going to conclude our video of the list of top 10 things nobody knows about the PlayStation 5. Let us know in the comments if you are looking forward to Sony's release of the PlayStation 5. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you show your support with a like. As well, do not forget to turn on our post notifications so you never miss new content from Trending 10 when it goes out. Once again, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, hope you guys learned something new, and that'll be all. See you guys in the next one.